Today we're going to discuss about some basic programs, and we will concentrate on how to write the programs as well. We will concentrate on how to write the programs as well. Okay. So first let me write down the questions here. One by one we will write down all the questions. Okay. Write a program to find sum of even numbers and odd numbers up to given n. So this is the first question we have. Okay, this is the first question we have. Okay, this is the first question we have. One second. One chocolate ತಗೋ 10 rupees ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೋ. Door ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗು. Okay, so this is the first program that we're gonna write. Okay, so first of all, right, how to write, before going for that, let's understand what we have to do here. Suppose if I give n is equal to 10, right, so what we need to do here is we need to, right, generate numbers, generate, right, numbers from 1 to n. Okay, so in this example the n value is 10, so let's call it as 1 to 10. So how do we generate, right, these sequential numbers? We use a loop, right? So we use a loop to generate all these sequential numbers. Now whenever you generate a number, check if number is, right, even or odd, right? So if it is even, add to even sum, add it to even sum. Okay, and if it is odd, add to odd sum. So this is a very basic example. Now before we start writing a program, right, let us understand the outline of every program, right? Inside main function, right, inside a main function, as I've told you that only 4 steps are there. Step 1, declaration. All the variables which we require in our program, they must be declared in the first line. Now step 2, now the step 2, read all inputs, whichever inputs is required for your program, right, you read all those inputs, right, from the user. Okay, this is second step. Third step is compute task. Okay, third step is compute the task. So once you compute the task, the next step is what, right? Fourth step is print result. This is the outline of any program you take, right? Every program has this basic outline, right? Right, every program has this basic outline. Okay, now let's concentrate on writing a program now. Okay, okay, so let's choose the compiler here, C compiler. Okay, let's choose the C compiler. I'll increase the visibility also. Okay, and let's change the theme to light so that it becomes easy visible to all of you. Okay, now, so first step is what? Declare all the variables. So when you go with the logic here, right, one variable is required. One variable is required to store the input, that is n value. And I need one loop. Which is the best loop for generating a sequential numbers. Can you tell me? It was done in the yesterday's session. Which is the best loop for generating continuous numbers? Exactly, it is for loop. Okay, we use for loop to generate continuous numbers. If there is a for loop, then I need one I variable also, right? We need I variable also, right? So int n comma I, and there are two more variables are required for us to store the even sum and odd sum, right? Even sum and odd sum, two more variables are required. Even sum comma odd sum. Now since these are local variables, by default the value of these local variable is garbage value. So initially we have to make them 0. Okay, initially we have to make them 0. And if you get any doubt, any confusion, message me in the chat box so that we can discuss. Okay, so as of now these are the variables required for us. Now what is the second step here? Second step is read inputs. Read all the inputs which we require for the program. Now how many inputs are required for this program? How many values? If you want to do this job, right? If you want to do this job, how many inputs are required here? How many inputs are required here? Right? We require only one input, right? We require only one input. So printf enter number. This is a message we will print. Now we will read the input from the user. Percentage %d double quote comma ampersand n. Okay. So once we got our input, what is the next job? Computing task, right? So what we need to do in computation, right? See, first, what is the first step here? The first step is to generate the numbers starting from 1 up to 10. So start generating the numbers, right? Start generating the numbers using a for loop. So what is the starting point of a number? Starting point of a number is 1. And what is the ending point? Ending point of a number is n, right? Because ending point is given by the user, so we have to choose that. Then I plus plus inside this. So what we have to do? So can you tell me what exactly we have to do? So I variable is giving us values from 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? 6 7 8 9 and 10. I variable is giving us these values inside the loop. Now what we have to do? When I is equal to 1 for the first time, what we have to do? Should we check the remainder or should we check it is even or odd? Right? First time when the loop executes here, first time when the loop executes, I value is 1. Now 1 less than 10 condition is true. It will come inside the loop. So what I have to do? I have to check whether 1 is even or odd, right? I have to check the number 1. 1 is present in which variable? I variable. So how do you check? Mod 2, right? So divide the number by 2, right? And if you get the remainder as 0, so to get a remainder we use modulus operator, right? To get the remainder we use modulus operator. So if I mod 2 is equal to 0, if the condition becomes true, the I value is even or odd? Is it even or odd? If I mod 2 is equal to 0, right? If you divide the number by 2 and the remainder is 0, the number is even or odd? Okay, Gavin. Right? So the number is even. If it is even, what we have to do? If it is even, add the number to even sum. Correct? Add the number to even sum. So even sum is equal to even sum plus I. Correct? Else, if the condition fails, then is it a even number or odd number? If the condition fails, is it even number or odd number? It's a odd number, right? It's a odd number. So if it is a odd number, what we have to do? Add it to odd sum. Add the number I to odd sum. So this loop will execute n number of times and generate values from 1 to n. And every time when the loop executes, first time when I is equal to 1, it will check is it even or odd. If it is odd, it will add it to odd sum, and then it will go for the next number. Since it is even number, it will add it to even sum, right? Okay, initially even sum and odd sum are 0. So once you come out of the loop, don't you think our result is ready? Once loop execution has finished, don't you think our result is ready? Right? Don't you think our result is ready? Correct? Is our result ready? See, whatever we wanted to calculate, is it calculated, finished? Correct? So once you come out of the loop, what we have to do? What is the last step there? Last step is what? Print the result. Result are present in which variable? They are present in even sum and odd sum. So slash n even sum is equal to percentage d and odd sum is equal to percentage d double quote comma. So even sum is present in this variable. Odd sum is present in this variable. So print the result and you finished, right? So I'll give the 10. So sum of even numbers is 30. Sum of odd numbers is 25. Are you understanding the very basic first example? Is everybody under? Gavin, okay, I'll tell you why it is that. Okay, first of all, right, I have a sequential numbers here, continuous numbers inside a loop. Okay, so I have one variable called as even sum. Even sum. This is my variable. So when I is initially even sum is 0. When I is equal to 1, is it odd or is it even? It's a odd number. So what I will do? Odd. I will perform the addition of I value to the odd sum. So I will become, sorry, odd sum will become 1 now. Then I'll go for the next number. Next number is even. I'll add that I value to even sum. So it becomes 2. Next time it is 3, right? So it is an odd number. Then I'll add that 3 to odd sum. So this becomes, right? This becomes 4. So the next number is 8. Sorry, next number is 4. I will add it to even sum. It becomes 6. So like that, you will go on adding, right, the even numbers, right? You will go on adding even numbers, okay, to, right, even sum, odd numbers to odd sum. Are you clear on that part? Is everybody clear now? Any doubts? Okay. If you don't have a doubt, then I'll go with another example. Okay. Now I'll go with another example, that is, right? Okay. write a program, write a program to generate or to print first n Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers. So first of all, everybody needs to understand what is a Fibonacci series, right? First, everybody needs to understand what is a Fibonacci series, right? So what is a Fibonacci series, right? So sum of previous two numbers, sum of previous two numbers give the next number in the series. Next number in series. Okay. Next number in the series. So for example, let's take the first two numbers. The first two numbers of Fibonacci series are 0 and 1, right? 0 and 1. These are the predefined values. These are predefined values. Predefined values. First two numbers are always predefined. Now we need to write the next number. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Now you add these two to get the next number, which is 2. Now you add these two to get the next number, which is 3. Now you add these two to get the next number. Now add these two to get the next number. Now add these two to get the next number, and so on. Okay guys, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so this is called as a Fibonacci series. So are you able to understand what is a Fibonacci series? Are you able to understand what is a Fibonacci series? Sum of previous two numbers will give you the next numbers. Please all of you acknowledge. Shaina is clear, Gavin is clear, Sanjana is clear, Vaishnavi is clear, Harshita, Aikshi, right, Rekha, Ritesh. Are you guys clear with that? Harshita is not clear. Okay, no problem. Okay. See here, what is the meaning of Fibonacci series? I'll explain again. Okay. So, sum of previous two numbers, right? If you add these two numbers, you will get the next number, right? See, the first two numbers are 0 and 1 in the Fibonacci series. Now, how do you get the third number? How do you get the third number? So if I want to get the third number here, I need to add previous two numbers. If you add previous two numbers, what is the third number? 1. Now if I want to get the fourth number, if I want to get the fourth number, right, how do you get the fourth number? You need to add two previous numbers, right? Two previous numbers, right? So if you want to get the fourth, you need to add second and third numbers to get the fourth one. So it is 2. Now if you want to get the fifth number, if you want to get the fifth number, which all numbers I have to add? You tell me, Harshita. If I want to get the fifth number, which number should I add to get the fifth number? To get the fifth number, Harshita, to get the fifth number, we need to add 2 and 1. These two numbers we have to add. So you will get 3. Now, if you want to get the sixth number, if you want to get the sixth number, sorry, if you want to get the sixth number, right, you need to add 2 and 3, so it becomes 5. So like this, right, this is called as Fibonacci series. Now how we will start building a logic for this? So let us, right, build a logic for this. Okay, so we already know the first two numbers, correct? The first two numbers are, right, first two numbers are f1 is equal to 0 comma f2 is equal to 1. These are the first two numbers. Then I need a variable to generate next number. To generate the next number, to generate the next number, right, we are using a variable called as f3. Now let us start here. So 0 comma 1. First two numbers are these, which are nothing but what? F1 and F2. If I want to get F3, how will I get? F3 is equal to F1 plus F2. This will give me the third number, right? So this is F3. Third number I have got. Now, if you want to generate fourth number, if you want to generate the fourth number, now don't you think this one should become f1 and this one should become f2 to generate the next number? Are you understanding? If you want to generate the next number, right, right, this one should become f1 and this one should become f2. Are you understanding? Is everybody understanding? Okay, so to get the next number, what I will do? I will repeat this step. I will repeat this. F3 is equal to F1 plus F2. So F1 plus F2 is how much? It is 2. Right? Now, if I want to print, right? If I want to print the next number, right? This one will become F1. This one will become F2. Right? Earlier this one was f1, f2, f3. Okay, now this will become f2 to generate the next number. I'll repeat this step, correct? So like this we go on generating numbers up to n, right? Total n numbers we have to generate. If I give n is equal to 10, you need to print the first 10 numbers in the series, right? So if I give, see, if I give n is equal to 5, you need to print the first 5 numbers 0, 1, 1, 2 and 3. If I give n is equal to 6, you need to print till 5. If I give 8, then you have to print it till 13. Are you understanding? So is it clear for everybody? Yes, yes, yes. After addition, we need to shift them. I'll tell you, it is not about shifting, it is about copying. Okay, logic is clear for all, right? Logic for Fibonacci series is clear, right? Now we will concentrate on writing the program. Okay, so let us concentrate on writing the program. So let's delete the old code. Now we will start with hash include stdio.h int main opening bracket, okay, opening bracket, okay. So the first job here is to declare the variables. What all variables are required? Int n, this is the, right, input which we take it from the user. That value we will store it in a n. Okay, after that I need f1, which is equal to 0, the first Fibonacci number predefined. F2 is equal to 1, which is another second predefined Fibonacci number. Then F3. Okay, these are the variables we require, and also I require I variable. Okay, now second step is read the input from the user. Enter number, read the input from the user. So scanf percentage d double quote comma ampersand n. So we got the input. Now the job is computation, right? Third step is computation. Okay, so how do we compute? First of all, do you know that if I give n is equal to, if I give n is equal to 10, how many numbers we have to print? How many numbers we have to print if I give n is equal to 10? How many Fibonacci numbers do we have to print? Gavin, not 8, not 8. Total 10 numbers we have to print from the series. If I give n is equal to 10, we need to print 10 numbers from the series. Okay, but out of 10, don't you think two numbers are already with us? The first two numbers are already with us, correct? If n is equal to 10, I need to print total 10 numbers from the series. But out of those 10 numbers, the first two numbers are already with us. Okay, so first print both the numbers. Before printing numbers, print a message Fibonacci series, right? Okay, and then print the first two numbers percentage d slash t percentage d slash t double quote comma f1 comma s2. So you printed first two numbers. Okay, see, I have a very simple question. I want all of you to answer so that I will get an idea whether you are understanding or not, right? If I have to print n values, n numbers, okay, but I already have two numbers, then how many yet to print? How many numbers I have to print yet? See, user is telling us to print n numbers. I already have two numbers, right? So how many yet I have to print? So how many numbers I have to print yet? How many numbers I have to print yet? N minus 2. Exactly. Ayukshi, it is n minus 2. So I have to print n minus 2 numbers. I have to print n minus 2 numbers. So, right, let's write a loop, write loop which executes, right, which executes n minus 2 times. Okay, write a loop which executes n minus 2 times. So for I is equal to 0, I less than n minus 2, I plus plus, right? This, right, this loop is used only to count how many numbers I have to generate. That's it. This loop is used for, right, only to count how many times, right, I have to generate the Fibonacci numbers, right? Are you understanding? Okay, then inside this loop, what is the first step? The first two numbers are with us. The first two numbers are with us, f1 and f2. I want to get the third number. I want to get the third number. How do I get it? I have to write f3 is equal to f1 plus f2, correct? F3 is equal to f1 plus f2, correct? So next number generated. Once the next number is generated, don't you think we need to print that number? Once the next number is generated, so that is 0 plus 1 is generated, which is equal to 1, and I have to print that. First two numbers are already printed, so I have to print the third number. Okay, so print f percentage d slash t double quote comma f3. So print next number. So the number which you are generating here, right, that number needs to be printed immediately after generating. Okay, immediately after generating we need to print that. Once you print, job is done, third number is printed. Now what we have to do to generate the next number, right, to generate the next number, then what we have to do, this one should become, right, this one should become f1, this one should become f2, correct? So what we need to do here is f1 is equal to f2. So what will happen here, f2 is copied into f1, f2 is copied into f1. Now don't you think f2 is copied into f1, correct? Okay, now what we have to do, f3 we have to copy it into f2, f3 we have to copy it into f2. So f2 is equal to f3. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, what happens here, right, f3 is copied into f2, right, and this loop will keep on repeating these steps. These steps will keep on repeating, these steps will keep on repeating. So when I is equal to 0, third number is printed. When I is equal to 1, fourth number is printed. They will keep on repeating, right? So once you come out of a loop, your job is done. Once you come out of a loop, your job is done, right? So should I keep the comments or should I remove them? Okay, are you clear on this question? Good. So are we good to go for the next question? Okay, super, well done. So the next question is, right, write a program to check given number is prime or not. Very interesting question, right? So we need to write a program to check, right, the given number is prime or not. So first of all, we need to understand here, right, what is a prime number. Only if we know that, okay, only if we know that, okay, what is a prime number, then we can write a code for it. Okay, I'm correcting the spelling. Okay, so let's understand what is a prime number. What is a prime number? Okay, okay. Now, if given number is divisible by only one and itself, only one and itself, then number is prime. Then the given number is prime. For example, right? Okay, you take n is equal to 13. Okay, n is equal to 13. Is it a prime number? Yes, it is a prime number. It is a prime number. Okay. Now, the factors of this number factors of this number are 1 and 13. So only two factors it will have. Okay. Now let us understand, right, some information about possible factors of any number. If you are trying to find the factors of any given number, possible factors, right, of any given number, of any given number are present in 2 to n divided by 2, ignoring 1 and itself. Now let's take one example here, right? N is equal to 14. N is equal to 14, correct? N is equal to 14. So, right, what are the factors of 14? Factors of 14. So 1, 2, 7 and 14. So these are the possible these are the factors of 14. Now what we have to do? Ignore 1 and itself. Now remove the number 1 and itself. Remove the number 1 and itself. Okay, remove the number 1 and itself. So if we remove those two numbers, we are left with only these two numbers. Now you can take this number as a starting point and you can take it as ending point or end. Okay, you can take it as end. So what I'm trying to convey here is, right, you take any number. You take any number. Let's take 18. Okay, let's take n is equal to 18. What are the factors here? Factors are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. These are the factors of the given number. Okay. Now ignore, right? 1, ignore 1 and itself. Ignore. Okay. Ignore 1 and itself. Now, if you ignore those two things, all the remaining factors, are they present in, right? Starting from 2 till n divided by 2, correct? Are they present in n till n divided by 2? If you ignore 1 and itself, if you ignore 1 and itself, are they present in, right? Starting from 2 to n divided by 2? We are trying to generate the possible factors of any given number. So what we will do is I'll write down the logic here. I'll write down the logic. Okay, logic of prime number. So suppose if I give n is equal to 13, step 1 is generate all possible factors. All possible factors, all possible factors of n, ignoring 1 and itself. 1 and itself. So if I do that, so they are present from 2 to n divided by 2. So if I generate the numbers, right? So 13 divided by 2 is how much? It is 6. Integer division. It is not 6.5. It is 6. It's a integer division. Okay. Now, so generate the numbers starting from 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the possible factors of given number. Okay, possible. I'm not telling you these are the factors, possible factors. Now what we will do is check if n is divisible by possible factors, possible factors. If not divisible by any factor, then n is prime. Is that correct? Are you understanding? If 13 is not divisible by 2, if 13 is not divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, then can we say that n is a prime or 13 is a prime number? Is it required to check 14 is divisible by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Not required. So what I will do is, if this condition becomes true, if this n mod I is equal to 0 becomes true, then I will break and come out of the loop. I'll break and I'll come out of the loop at this point. Okay, I'll come out of the loop at this point. Now, when my control comes to this point, I don't know why did I come out of the loop, right? There are two ways of coming out of the loop. One is one is because of for loop condition fails. If the for loop condition fails, I will come out. If this condition becomes true, then I will come out. There are two ways. If this condition executes and if I come out from this, then it is not a prime. Correct? If this condition becomes true, the number is divisible by a factor, then I'll execute break and come out. So if I come out of the loop because of this if condition becoming true, then right, it is not a prime. Are we correct here? Are we correct here? Inside the for loop, if condition becomes true, inside the for loop, if condition becomes true, then n is not a prime. Is that correct? Are you understanding? Arey Baba, I'll take an example here. Chalo. So right now, what is 14 here? 40, n value is 14. So what is the I value? First I value is how much? Right? 14 mod 2. Is it divisible? Is it equal to true or false? You tell me. I have taken n value as 14. 14 mod 2. Is it true or false? Is it true or false? It is true. So then break will get executed. I'll come out. So right, n is a prime or not a prime? Can you tell me? N is a prime or not a prime? N is a prime or not a prime? It's not a prime, right? Correct? Correct? Very good. Now let's take another number. So you need to understand that if this condition becomes true, then right, the number is not a prime. Okay. Now take n is equal to 13. Take n is equal to 13. 13 mod 2. Is it divisible? No. 13 mod 3 divisible? No. 13 mod 4 divisible? No. 13 mod 5 divisible? No. 13 mod 6. I value is 6 now. Right? It is not divisible. When I value becomes 7, 7 less than or equal to 6, this condition fails and we will come out of a for loop. Then what will you say? N is a prime or not a prime? See, n was not divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we came out of for loop. Then what? Is it a prime or not a prime? It is a prime. Exactly. So now question comes is, sir, how we will get to know that I came out of the loop because of this or because of this? So for that, what we will do is we will use a variable called as flag, right? Is equal to 0. Initially, we will keep flag is equal to 0. It is just a marker, right? It is just a marker or indicator or status indicator. So initially I'll keep flag is equal to 0 before executing for loop. So when I'm executing for loop, if this condition becomes true, if this condition becomes true, I will change flag is equal to 1 and break and come out of the loop. Once I come out of the loop, now this is the point I have to decide it is a prime or not. Now, if I check if a flag is equal to 1, if a flag value has become 1, is it a prime or not a prime? Is it a prime or not a prime? If a flag has become 1, is it prime? See, when does the, see, Sanjana, or, correct. If flag is equal to 1, right? When does the flag value become 1? Only if this condition is true. Only if this condition is true, flag value will become 1. If flag value is 1, then it is a not a prime. Printf not prime. Are you understanding? Printf not a prime. Else printf prime. Else printf prime. Are you understanding now? So if flag value remains 0 only, that means this condition never became true. This condition never became true. If this condition never became true, then n value is a prime. Are you understanding? Let's write, let's write the program for this. Okay. So first of all, hash include stdio.h int main opening bracket int n I variable is required, flag initially we have to keep it 0. So these are the variables I require. So declaration is done. Second step is enter n or enter number. Okay, enter number. Scanf percentage d double quote comma ampersand n. Okay, here once you get the input, third step is what? Computation. So for computation, what we will do, we will use a loop. First we need to generate possible factors. Possible factors are present from starting from 2 till where we have to generate, till n divided by 2 I plus plus. Inside this loop, you have to check whether n is divisible by any possible factor. This I variable is giving all the possible factors. So if n is divisible by any of the possible factors or any of the I value, then change flag is equal to 1. Break, come out. If it is divisible, no need of checking remaining numbers, right? So break and come out of the loop. Once you come out of the loop, write if flag is equal to 0. If flag has already 0, then it's a prime number. Else you can print it as not prime. If flag has become 1, it's not a prime. If flag is equal to 0, prime. So is everybody clear on this?